And without further ado, I'm extremely excited to welcome to the stage Styles P.
Pleasure, sir. Humble. Thank you. How you feel today?
Bro, I feel amazing.
Love
I feel
is love.
amazing. Please take a seat.
Peace and blessings, y'all. How y'all doing?
I don't want you to fall on me.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Yo, make some noise. This is lit.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Humble.
How you feeling?
I can't complain. I feel good.
Yeah, I bet. I heard you. I heard the little earpiece that you were planning some pizza already.
Yeah. I can't wait to
You know what kind of
indulge in this
pizza I'm talking about, right? Yeah, stoned. He got the
If
real
y'all
stuff.
never had stone pizza, please have some stone pizza.
That's a plug right there.
You'll love it.
All right, so Styles, I know that you kind of have forged your path through music. However, cannabis has always been a part of your journey. So before we get into the business side of things, just talk to me a little bit about how did cannabis become a part of your life early on, and how has it changed over the years?
As a musician, I think cannabis has always put me at a higher level when it comes to just looking at the world, understanding, wanting to get in touch with my art, get in touch with my craft. Also being from the neighborhood that I was from, I always felt cannabis helped keep me calmer. You know, sometimes it gets really tense in certain neighborhoods, and I always felt cannabis brought me some sort of relief in a way to be less tense, so to say. I'm a fidgety person by nature. I'm like really anxious. I'm always moving, so cannabis kind of levels me out, so to say.
Like, how old are you? Like, when did you really start to figure that out?
I would say high school. I would say around high school is when I really understood, especially on the creative side, that it was really something that was helping me out and just boosted my creativeness, so to say.
All right, so we have a bunch of aspiring or current entrepreneurs in the room, and you have had success in your own businesses, Juice for Life and Pharmacy for Life, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about it, but the topic of today was about community and team and relationships. So talk to me about, like, who were some of the most important people for your success? Like, honestly, we all trying to be like you someday. So to hear, like, how you made it happen, who are those people that were fundamental?
For me personally, my family. My family, and I think a person also has to take their own responsibility for their success. My hunger to want to succeed in life and kind of switch my situation and my living situation, my financial situation, my status in life situation, and then having a great mom, great family, beautiful, amazing wife, great kids. My wife's my business partner, the smarter half, my better half. And I think just from being from a community, when you're from a community and you feel you start off behind the 8 ball and you want to win and people see you want to win, they support you. So honestly, also the community, even with whether it's Juices for Life, Pharmacy for Life, my music career, it's always the people that support you, the patrons of your business that make you who you are. So I always feel connected somewhat to, people who support my business. I understand without them, there's no me. Without them, there's no success. So I just try to keep my eye on the prize with whatever I'm doing. Business-wise, I try to serve my community, my core fan base. I consider them family and just an honest and loyal, straight-up way. I'm a very flawed individual. I try to be upfront, honest about my flaws. Every day is just, I think for everybody, every day in life is just trying to be better, try to grow. We all backslide, we all backstep, but my hunger to succeed is because I'm from a poor community. I'm from a food desert community. I'm from a disadvantaged community. And I think when you're from that kind of place and you get to view the world from different eyes, you start having a hunger for more and a hunger to succeed and a hunger to make people around you succeed.
Like, you I mean, you made it in music, but you chose to kind of go back and still live there and be amongst that community. Talk to me about why. Like, you could probably pull up and go move wherever you want. Why was it important for you to kind of stay in your community?
Understanding that my story, that my trials and tribulations are pretty much the average kid from the ghetto's trials and tribulations. So understanding that through hip hop, I was able to make money and move to a more affluent neighborhood. When I was able to move to a more affluent neighborhood, I noticed the difference in food, beverages, even schools. Like, I don't know if a lot of people notice, but if you're in a ghetto and your kid is having difficulty in school, it's like right to special ed. If you live in an affluent neighborhood, they have programs for that child. If you live in an affluent neighborhood, you don't see liquor stores, Chinese food stores, pizza stores, fast food stores on every single corner. You see things that's built for that community. So when you kind of want the same for where you come from. It's like we don't really look at, we have a mind state of once we make it out to stay out. But when you get that kind of mind state, you forget about those who's left behind. So you forget about the little girl and a little boy and a brother and sister on the train that's holding each other down. Mom's working a double shift, pop's not there. They got to go home, bust out the schoolwork, play video games, talk to other friends. You kind of forget about that once you succeed. But success is really making other people succeed at the same time. Like, I wouldn't be here in this position if other people didn't take time out of their day, their lives, their years, their months, their minutes to put a good word in my ear, to pass me a book, to put me in a studio, to give me a beat. These kind of things help you advance in life. And I think, and not to be funny, cannabis is a very important plant because it really divides a gap that's there most of the time. Like, I have a lot of white friends that I met from cannabis. Cannabis really infused me. Not being funny, but cannabis got to infuse me in a certain part of white culture, which made me want to dive in further to more white culture, that made me want to dive in to other cultures that deal with cannabis. And then you start understanding that we have a divide, but cannabis is the plant that kind of is the common denominator. The reason why I love fruits and veggies too. Plants are the common denominators between people. It gives us, look at the room. Look at right now. Look around at the room. It's a rainbow. It's a melting pot. And I think that's the power that cannabis will provide. So when it comes to community, I think cannabis fits in perfect, and people who take out their time to want to see you succeed and get in a higher place.
Pun intended. Pun intended.
You know what I'm saying? I think we often look at cannabis as just getting high instead of looking at the mind state it gives some of us, especially those of us who come from impoverished neighborhoods. We get there, smoke pot, and start visualizing and thinking of how we could become better and get out of that neighborhood. But now, instead of me just wanting to get out, I rather say, let's bring some positivity, change, a good mind state on how to eat, drink, think, even, take your cannabis. Even with me, I'm a pothead, but even as today, I'm trying to gravitate to my bong more, gravitate to the gravity bong more, get away from tobacco so the next generation who's coming behind us don't have to run the backwoods, Dutchies, grab a leaf, front a leaf, even though that's what some of us like and that's how we grew up. But the purpose of pot, cannabis, is to make a better change and make a better world, and to say to the kids, all right, here's how you could do it. This is what you do. I like to work a lot too because I'm a pothead, and I don't like the stigma that potheads get for being lazy. We are not lazy. We are innovative. We are creative. We move around. A lot of us smoke pot to, try to channel ourselves and bring some of them ideas. So I think when it comes to community, whatever community, whoever's in this building today, you're here. I think when it comes to cannabis and you look at what pot does, I pass you a joint, he passed him a joint, we pass the joint, we're all in a good position, we enjoy that time. But we have to channel that energy and transfer that energy to bring that outside of the community with effective things such as finances, school, education, food deserts, that same love you have for a human being that's a different color, race, size, creed, background, anything from you when you passing pot and smoking pot, you should have that on a normal day-to-day basis. And I think that's the importance of cannabis. I think cannabis, the common sense, let's be for real. Let's think about everything that you could get high from pretty much on the planet, right? If this whole room, if everybody was drunk in this room right now, somebody's gonna get fucked up. Somebody's getting punched in the face. Somebody's coked up, same thing. Doped up, maybe nobody gets fucked up, but somebody's gonna fall on their face on the floor. Crystal meth, somebody's gonna lose teeth, bug out. Somebody's gonna sell things, all kind of shit. But, a room full of potheads, a room full of people that like to, indulge in cannabis, you get good ideas. You get people caring about each other. You get good energy. You get a good flow. You get a good mind state. So I think the importance of, for me, it's mind-blowing that Colombia is here talking about cannabis. Like years ago, I was getting arrested for cannabis and wouldn't think that we have people from different communities, backgrounds where they don't have a bunch of arrest sheets, where they've been to school, where they've earned degrees, where they earned their positions in corporate America at a high status, understanding the power of cannabis and what it could do for us and the people. Like, you know what I mean? Cannabis was the one thing you could be Republican, Democrat, this and that, and you could have a debate and not really want to swing on each other and not get too crazy and maybe even leave understanding the other person's position. Like, you know what I mean? So I think the importance of legalization and making sure that brown people, even poor white people, I consider them brown people. I'm sorry, y'all. If you are a poor white person, you are pretty much fucking black nowadays. I don't know if you know. I'll be the first one to tell you. But that is the absolute truth, because even when you think about, I sell fruits and veggies for a living, herbs and oils, right? Getting into the business, I did it because I come from my community and I understand that, we're behind the 8 ball. We're number 1 on the target list. But there are other people on the target list, because when you think about, most people in here probably deal with major cities, LA, Miami, New York, things like that, and you think of things that go on in your city. But let's think about the Midwest. That's full of white kids that eat fucked up public school food every day that some people don't know. So now when I get to smoke pot, I'm in the Midwest, I'm doing a show, I get to kick it with a white dude, and I'm like, yo, bro, your kid eats fucked up. He's like, my kid don't eat fucked up, we eat this and that. I be like, bro, do the check on what's going on with the food. And what, average person, I smoke pot and think about shit like this. When you send your kid to public school, how much is the budget on the public school food? That's a pothead thought. That's the shit I'm thinking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, will we one day you will never be able to pretty much eradicate racism. But let's look in this room right now. We're able to get along and talk about something creative, so we are able to be able to pass on something to the next generation and say, yo, all right, I got to definitely tell my son when he go outside, watch out for the fucking cops, do this and that. But if you're in a room full of white people that fuck with pot, make sure you build with them and have some good conversations. You probably learn some shit and be able to get invested in some shit. So it may sound funny, it may sound like a joke, but this is real shit coming from where I'm coming from. Like, it may sound like a typical funny shit, but it's not, because everybody I know in my neighborhood, we don't grow fucking pot. We've all got many arrests on our sheets, been arrested many nights for pot. It's white people that grow the awesome pot. Well, I fucking love y'all. I'm just gonna be honest, but if we start thinking about it from a pothead standpoint, let's smoke one and sit here and talk about this. You guys grow the pot, you never go to jail for it, you make tons of fucking money for it. We buy the pot that you grow, fucks up our future, We get arrested for it. Now you get a felony, a couple of misdemeanors. Now you can't get a job somewhere here. How the fuck do we fix the problem? By addressing the problem and saying, okay, let's figure out how to get some of these black kids some money over this fucking pot.
Okay, so let me ask you about that. So I'm gonna tell you right now, Styles, this room.
Pardon my French, y'all. I'm sorry, I just get really passionate about it.
Yeah, we here for it.
Pardon my French.
We here for it.
I don't want to scare anybody. I mean, you know.
We want the realness. And that's
Sorry,
what you bring
Columbia. I should be speaking better around.
Nah, you good.
Columbia,
Look, I've been to cannabis conferences. They don't all look like this. And so what you're talking about is we should be making money off this too. In fact, we should be running it. So
Definitely.
I'm curious how you envision people from your community or similar communities take advantage of the economic opportunities with legalization.
Now, this is going to be a difficult task. See, I don't like to just be phony about shit. Now, I've been smoking pot for a lot of years. Now, if you're thinking about it, cannabis is now legal in New York, right? Now, we as New Yorkers are expert smokers. What do we know about growing? Shit. What do we know about opening a dispensary? Shit. We know none of these things what it takes. West Coast has been doing this for years, and they having problems. They're just getting on board with social equity in the West Coast. Now, what I would say to the people in power of this room is, do you really want to make change? Do you just want to make financial change for yourself, or do you want to make a better change for where you stand, period? Like, see, what people don't really understand is, if you help out the poor person, you, as the rich person, stand a better chance on making more money, because now you have someone poor that wants to add to the food chain, that wants to say, yo, I want to go to work. Poor black kids in the ghetto don't just want to sell drugs and fucking run around doing bullshit. They want to drive a European car. They want to buy a condo. They want to buy a home. They want to get on first-class flights. They want to do family vacations. They want to go to Disney World. But the shit seems out of reach unless you could do certain shit. So what I would say to you is, Disney World, all the movies, all the vacation people, do you understand you can make more money if you put these kids on and you say, hey, let's give the opportunity to everybody. We fucking arrested them for years and fucked up their lives for years over this shit. Let's make a change and make something different, because the real shit in it is kids are gonna do it anyway. So do you wanna make the change, or do you not wanna make the change?
What would you say to people that, I say they probably aren't kids, adults that work in other industries, tech, finance, accounting, whatever, right? But they want to get in the game now. Maybe they don't have those skills, but like we know, people got distribution skills. They got a Rolodex of people that can move
Use
the
those
weight.
skills.
How do we do that?
Use your helpful skills. Use those distribution skills. Find someone that's reputable in their community that's about social justice, social cause, making a difference. Team up with them and figure out how to work together. Because now once you do that, now you also have someone that you could bring to corporate America that can make change, because an idea is a great thing. An idea doesn't just work for rich people, powerful people. If you think about corporate America, what do they have to do? They still have to come to the bottom to get the good ideas. Nike has to come to the bottom. Gucci has to come to the bottom. Louis Vuitton has to come to the bottom. Beamer. They all have to see what we like. Now, we just have to be smart. It's not to be against them. We have to let them know, hey, we want to work with you guys. We don't just want to be on the street. We don't just want to not contribute to our country. We don't want to not contribute to the economy. We are looking, we want to be able to have a job where we could pay tax, not run from police, not have to carry guns, be able to pass something down to our children. And I think corporate America is confused with what the average black Latin kid of color wants and what he aspires for. I think they confuse what they aspire for because of the things that's around them, what's in their neighborhood. And so, like, if you think about it, we were speaking about this in the back room. I'm pretty sure everybody in here is pretty much doing okay or somewhat all right. Now, if you're a kid from the ghetto, you got to think about it in this nature. If you stand in front of your building, you are soliciting, you are loitering. There's no park there. You have no front yard, you have no backyard. You go on your block to hang out, but that's soliciting and loitering. Now, you have to figure out a way, if you don't, you might want to aspire more than minimum wage. That kid is gonna sell weed on his block. Now, instead of that kid advancing ever to selling crack, dope, or coke, we find a way to make sure that kid that's on his block now feels like he's part of corporate America, he's paying tax, he's involved, and now he may get into something else. He may get into a whole nother business. And I think that's where big corporation doesn't understand what's going on at the bottom, but it's our responsibility also at the bottom to explain to big corp, this is what's happening. This is what we want to do. These kids who make their own stamps, put their shit in a bag, market it, promote it, get it to different neighborhoods, make songs about it, get famous people to take pictures with it. Those are businessmen. Those are businessmen
Facts.
without a great opportunity.
Facts.
Give them
Facts.
a great opportunity. Then watch what they'll do.
We got a bunch of them in this room, to be honest with you. OGs. All right, look, so this is about to be my last question. And as I ask this question, I'm gonna ask my team if you can prepare this for me. So, I saw a couple weeks ago, you were talking a lot of game, that you could out-smoke a lot of people.
For
Did
sure.
Did y'all hear that? Y'all see that?
For sure.
Okay, so we got the Smoker Olympics coming, right? I think you said it's gonna come this summer.
Yeah, it's gonna be here.
It's gonna be in New York.
No, it ain't gonna be in New York.
Okay,
I
okay.
think it's only right as I love pot. I think we have to pay homage. California has the
Okay.
best pot in the world. It's only right we hold
For
it
now.
there.
For now. Okay.
now.
So if you are gonna participate in the Stoner Olympics, I'm gonna ask my team to come bring this out for you. Okay? We have a challenge for you. All right, bring it out. We're gonna
is
scoot our
this?
chairs back.
This looks big.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Sit down. All right. Come up here, Styles. Guys, face the camera. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
First.
Okay.
You could turn them over and tell the audience and show the audience who you have right there. Got Be Real.
Gotta be real.
Who else we got?
Wiz,
Uh-oh.
Snoop,
Uh-oh.
Redman, Method Man, The Dude, Burner, SP the Ghost, Currency Spitter, Smoke Dizza.
All right. Let's see it. I want you to rank all of them. Power rankings, who is about to win. All right? And I'm gonna tell you, one of them doesn't even make it on the list. So you have to do this in front of everybody.
Yeah. All right.
All right, let's hear the thinking here. Who's coming in at number 9?
This is a very difficult game.
Who's got number 9? And just so you know, number 10 doesn't make the cut.
Number 10 don't make the cut?
Yeah. Who's the honorable mention?
This is wrong, man. Why would y'all do this to me?
Snoop coming in at number